memorable moments. Many of these I shared with Jim Fallon.
We helped capture hundreds of animals, but this one had to rank among the most memorable of all.
I remember sitting in front of the TV we had at our house, just inches away.
Then it became John's job.
Just totally mesmerized watching Marlon Perkins, Mutual Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
It sure didn't take long to realize how magic.
We had Jacques Cousteau, and all these TV shows with all this adventure and animals. And
Sam finally leaped out after the fleeing buffalo. It took only a moment for the situation.
I would say to myself, man, I want to go out and I want to catch these animals. I want to be a person that can handle animals and get out there and do this kind of stuff. I was trying to take that adventure I saw on TV and do it in real life. It was very exciting. And from that point on, I just thought to myself, you know, this is what I want to do. I loved it, absolutely loved it. As I grew a little older and got in my teenage years, they were actually bringing the animals on TV shows in front of TV audiences and everything else. And I thought, man, this is cool. But then this other guy shows up on the scene, and all of a sudden, boom, Jim Fowler hand off the baton, and this guy ran with, his name was Jack Hanna.
Jack.
He just exploded.
Now wait a minute, let's make sure one set of animals has cleared the area.
And became the #1 animal celebrity in the world.
They were born at the Columbus Zoo. Yeah, this one belongs to us.
And what was so cool about it was that he was from Ohio. He was from the Columbus Zoo, just down the road from where I lived.
The Director Emeritus of the Columbus Zoo, John.
It was attainable for me to follow in his footsteps because he was one of us.
No, I think we've seen enough. We've seen.
And I was just on the verge. I was still young, and I was, you know, helping with other places and other zoos and everything else. And I'm thinking, man, this is so cool. Someday I want to be like Jack Hanna. That was my dream. I remember working as a police officer, firefighter, paramedic for the city of Oakwood near Dayton, Ohio. In between calls, we'd watch TV, and I always wanted to watch the animal shows. But the style was changing so quickly. They would tease these animals, you know, unmercifully till they attacked the TV cameras. And animals were running everywhere, and they were harassed, they were being teased.
Look at the size of them, Jimmy!
Jeff, you scare me.
This form of television became so popular. Every TV show, all of them had their own animal guy.
Please welcome Dave Salmoni. Dave. Please welcome Jared Miller.
Geo Wild, big cat expert. Boone, nice to see you.
Thank you for having me here.
What great work you do despite...
And things changed. Something happened. All of a sudden, I get a call from a local police department by somebody having a tiger in their basement, or somebody over here having one of the most dangerous creatures on the planet, a gaboon viper. And that's when I started realizing this is not fun and games anymore. There was a big problem, and I was right in the middle of it.
There are more captive tigers in the U.S. today than there are in the wild throughout the world.
Turns out some states make it easier to keep a tiger than a dog. We wondered how someone...
Nobody was ready for this huge influx of these animals being bred and sold out to the public. Well, with the reality TV mindset, the monkey see, monkey do mindset, it happened. I asked them, why did you bring this tiger in your home? I watched a show on Animal Planet. Bang. It's just that simple.
Well, and apparently some of those animals are still on the loose. I know you're involved in the search. We'll let you get back to it. Tim Harrison, thank you.
I was watching these two worlds growing at the same time. You had the celebrity conservationists. They come on TV and they've got their endangered species, their ambassador animals.
Endangered cats in the world.
And on the other hand, you had the seedy underbelly. We had the backyard breeders. We had the roadside zoos. The absolute worst were these exotic animal auctions. It was at these auctions I saw those two worlds collide, and it changed my life forever.
We're trying to figure out where all the animals are coming from. So Tim says he's going up to see the exotic animal auction and see what they're selling. I said, well, Tim, if you're going, I'm going to come and be your backup. This is a very dangerous place, these auctions, because within the first 10 minutes, we heard people talking about if anybody comes in here with cameras, they'll be on their way out with a ball bat or a 2x4 or not such good shape as they came in.
You walk through this big mass crowd of people, and all of a sudden you see carts filled with these cages. Big cats, bear cubs, primates. They all have numbers on them. A regular person can just buy themselves an endangered species, walk out of there without any paperwork whatsoever, just here's my tiger cub, and off I go.
You know, as a police officer, firefighter, paramedic, I've seen a lot. And I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. If there was a hell for animals, this would be it.
When you look around, it's the who's who of the most notorious exotic animal exploiters in the country. And all of a sudden you see Sam Mazzola, or you see over here Terry Thompson. He was the one who turned his animals loose on the city of Zanesville. And you look over here and all of a sudden I see Cindy Huntsman.
This gal races up to Tim, and it's Cindy Huntsman, who has a roadside zoo outside of Columbus.
And she approaches me and she goes, "What are you doing here?" And I looked and kind of was shocked. I go, "What are you doing here?"
She says, "Well, I'm selling the animals that Jack Hanna had on TV last month.
And I'm going to pick up some other animals because he has another late night show he's going to be doing."
And I just about fell over.
65, one female cougar, 2 weeks old.
Could this be the same animals that I'm pulling out of people's basements?
It can't get any more weird than what I've just seen. So I walk outside and I look across the way and it's Jared Miller.
He's on Animal Planet. He's on all the late night shows, morning shows.
Look at this guy now.
Here he is in person. And he knows no cameras are allowed in there.
I decide I'm going to follow him. I'm going to see what he's up to.
You know, he wasn't there to shut down this auction. He wasn't there to expose anything. He was there to handpick animals that he wants to use. Here he is, feeding into the exotic pet trade. And that's when I woke up. My gears started working. I started connecting the dots. And I realized this is not an anomaly. This is systemic. They're all combined. Then I started paying attention to the individuals in the background. I started paying attention to the person that came off and got the animal and walked off the stage with it. I realized I know that guy. He's the guy that has all of his animals in Industrial Park warehouse. And then I watch another show and somebody comes, I recognize that guy. He has a backyard menagerie. He is also a private breeder. What are they doing with our ambassador animals? Where do they go? What happens to them?
We've got Mr. Jake here. He's what we call an ambassador animal. So we use him as an ambassador to, showcase what a great animal he is, how incredible these animals are, and let people learn about him and know more what's in the world for our kids and our grandkids.
Now, as Jake grows up, what's going to be in store for him?
Jake is at a zoo, and he's obviously
I have connections to almost all the AZA zoos in the United States of America, and these ambassador cats are not showing up there.
You want to grab him? Watch your clothes. His mom's at his nice little zoo somewhere. And unfortunately, a lot of times in
As we look at all these we have out here, We try to get a handful of them that we can actually get some clean data on.
One of our things we're working on here, this is Millie, she's a Bengal tiger.
And we think we can potentially find out what's happened to them and where they ended up.
Survival plan. We know exactly where these things are at all times.
Right. Okay. Wow, this is
we have this connected network of individuals who are using big cats for public contact, and then when they become too big, too expensive to maintain, we see them end up in the exotics market, or because of defects in the laws, we lose track of them because there's no meaningful mechanism by which we can figure out where these cats are coming from and where they're going.
Think strategically and then err on the side of being over-inclusive. And I know
I'm Carney Ann Nasser, and I am the director of the Animal Welfare Clinic at Michigan State University College of Law.
An agency will get back to us and say,
I supervise law students in the practice of animal law. Under my supervision, they tackle cases under regulatory law, litigation, policy, you name it. Anything impacting animal welfare, where we can play a role in advancing the interests of animals, that's what we're here for.
Are going to be our ambassadors to try to find out what happened. So working with Michigan State University's law school, we're able to put it together now and give us some basis of where to go. And I really do think we're going to find out where some of these cats are. There's Tiger Wyatt, Tiger Jake, Orange Tiger Jake. We got a Savannah.
What I'd like to start out with is have my law students, through a series of Freedom of Information Act requests, see what we can dig up.
and there would be records kept.
We're going to do a broad request to find out everything that's out there to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, to U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and then to the relevant state agencies. See what they got. To the extent we don't find information, I think that's very compelling to say, we don't even have a way to find this information out. It just doesn't exist. But I'll get my law students on it and we'll see what we can do.
What I think anybody would expect with any kind of a tiger or big cat, I would think that that would be tracked to a degree beyond anything else, right? But there's probably better tracking of a lot of domestic cats than there are tigers. What else is going on like in the last couple of years since I was here?
And we're going to prepare this ground here.
My name is Keith Gadd, and my background and training includes conducting investigations, wildlife management, conservation studies, and federal law enforcement. That's going to make this investigation so difficult is the sheer number of big cats that are out in America. But you have to start somewhere. Cy has a couple of tigers, and so maybe he has an animal that we're looking for. You know, where are these animals now? And that's what we were hoping.
Yeah, sure.
You may or may not recognize the names of a couple of these animals. There was this 3-month-old female tiger named Millie that appeared on the Today Show with Jared Miller and Boone Smith.
The folk that are using the animals on television, I've called friends since I first got started.
This guy looks familiar.
Do you not know who that is?
Camel. I don't for sure.
I do.
We have an idea. Who is it?
The folk that are breeding and providing the animals, these are all people that I know and that I've done business with. We all work together.
And then Millie, 3 months old in 2015.
Right off the top of my head, but who's that in the background?
If somebody were to take interest in trying to track down an animal that they saw as a baby on a late night show,
I mean, God only knows where that cat originated from.
I wouldn't bet more than a nickel that if they had 100, that they'd be able to find one of them. I wouldn't even be interested in really engaging in a genuine conversation about the possibility of actually being successful in tracking down any of them, or let alone one.
Just one of them that we're interested in seeing?
Yeah.
Nothing?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
What would happen if you called one of them about a specific cat?
We can try to call Jared right now and just kind of informally ask him if he remembers Emma and where she might have went to. I can't say whether he'll answer the phone.
I agree, Jared. Leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.
Hi, Jared. It's Cy here in Ohio. I was calling with kind of a random question. I was curious if you might remember a cub that you had on the Today Show. Her name was Emma, tiger cub.
When Emma here is full grown, she'll be almost 500
we were just kind of trying to track to see where she might have went. If you have any answer to that, or you know by any chance, just give me a call back. All right, hope you're doing well. Bye.
So do you think he'll get back with you?
He's not gonna know where the animal is at or where it went. I'd be surprised if he even remembered the animal, period. He's not a bad person for not having those answers. I mean, that's the nature of his business. You just want to know what the cute tiger cub's name is.
This is Millie. She's a Bengal tiger.
Hi, Millie.
Bengal tigers
And what kind of natural behaviors it might have when it's 400 pounds.
Very social, live in big prides. Let the females bring the food to him. What a life.
You don't want to hear about any potential sad situation that it's to succumb down the road. Nobody wants to hear that.
Music and news for the city of good neighbors, Buffalo, New York. Music and news around the clock. You're listening to WDAN 1240.
So when we get there, I'm gonna have you stay in the car and just keep an eye. I don't want to bum rush him and make him feel, like, ooh, jump back, what's going on?
Right.
And I'm just gonna approach and hand this to him, and then start asking him about these cats. Where these animals end up, and then if he continues, if he talks, I'm just gonna keep letting him talk.
Right.
We want to get something stirred up here in Buffalo. We want to get it going that we're here to find out about these animals. So we're looking. Is he here already, or?
No, he's not.
Okay.
Loretta is not.
Okay, you got it. Well, I'll just wait for him then. That's no problem. You don't have to bother her. The only person that's going to answer this question is going to be the last person seen with him,
Right.
and that's Jared Miller.
Or the people who are, you know what I mean?
Yes. Let me grab.
Do you just have a couple questions for him?
Yeah, I just need to talk to you about 5 or 10 minutes, and that's it. And we'll let you guys do what you need to do. I'll bring you over here and talk over here a little bit, because I want to just between you and I. Okay, I appreciate it. Jared, you probably don't remember me too much, do you?
I don't know if we've ever met before.
We've probably met a couple times at some of the auctions, in some of the situations. But what I had is I'm on a kind of a mission right now. Mm-hmm. We're trying to find out what happened to some of these cats.
Okay.
Your ambassador animals. This is just a partial list.
Right.
Those are the ones we're having a real hard time trying to even find out what happened to them.
Right.
Do you have any idea where the snow leopard went by any chance?
Well, this is a buddy of mine. I'm trying to remember. I think that was one from, I'm not exactly sure. Yeah,
that was just last year?
I used to work at the Columbus Zoo, and he raised a lot of snow leopards there.
Okay.
And I don't really know exactly, I don't know which ones were born at the zoo, but I remember they would raise them, for different.
So the Columbus Zoo, this came from the Columbus Zoo?
I believe so, yeah.
And it went back?
I mean, like I said, I don't know. I don't keep the cats, so I don't
okay.
really know.
These two especially right here, Emma and this lion here. If you can tell me, if you can find out, I really appreciate it, because we're in a process of trying to find out where these cats are. And it makes me a little bit mad that you guys use them and you don't know where they go, you know?
Yeah, like when it comes to like that kind of stuff, Lee Huntsman that was in Ohio, and Lee Huntsman was the one that, you know, they always had like, you know, cats, but between like Lee Huntsman and Grant Kemmer, do you know him?
Not yet.
He's more in Western PA, so he's about 3 hours from us.
From here? Okay.
But yeah, anytime we need, you know, anytime we ever had something for a cat, it was usually Grant.
So really, you don't know what happens? You use them and then they go away?
Yep.
And then you never see it again, right?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
You never see the cat again?
So.
All right. Well,
all right. Nice meeting you.
Take care. I'm disgusted. You know how hard it was for me not to grab him and shake him. No, I'm done with him. Yeah, I'm so pissed off right now. I don't even want to talk to him anymore. I just wanted to tell him, say, listen, you're exploiting these animals, and it's just not right.
Well, I used to work at the Columbus Zoo when he raised a lot of snow leopards there.
Okay. So the Columbus Zoo, this came from the Columbus Zoo?
I believe so, yeah.
And it went back?
I didn't like it. I knew a guy named Lee Huntsman that was in Ohio, and Lee Huntsman was the one that, you know, they always had like, you know, cats.
We're en route to a location where we think some of the ambassador cats have ended up. It's deep, deep in a rural part of Pennsylvania. Kind of, it's dairy country is what it is. Now, if you watch the shows and listen closely, you hear Jack Hanna refer to this alleged zoological park in Pennsylvania.
My goodness, where was it born? This was born at the Zoological Park in Pennsylvania.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
And you'll hear Boone Smith refer to a supposed sanctuary in Pennsylvania.
So he's out of a sanctuary there in Pennsylvania, and so these guys have a great facility where they're able to...
Well, if you do just a little bit of research, you'll see that there is no such zoo or sanctuary that we can find. It looks like it's got farm animals into it. This is definitely not a zoo or sanctuary. I don't see anything at all that would resemble any place for big cats. And in my conversation with Jared, he refers to some guy in Pennsylvania named Grant. That's it. They're gone. You don't have no idea what happens to him afterwards.
Usually like Grant Kemmer, do you know him?
Not yet.
He's in Pennsylvania, and they...
So this would be Grant Kimmerer, who is seen behind the scenes a lot on TV, handling the animals, taking them off stage, even wearing a Columbus Zoo uniform. Right there, it says Columbus Zoo on there. But he's not from the Columbus Zoo. He doesn't own a zoological park. He doesn't even have a sanctuary. He has a private animal entertainment company listed as his home address, which is actually just a farm tucked away here in the back country of Pennsylvania.
Right on the other side of that hill is where the property is.
Somebody's not telling the truth.
Looking at the property, I'm just not seeing anywhere that anybody could keep big cats. Really interesting to see what Tim finds out up there talking with him.
He's not there. That was his mother-in-law and father-in-law, and they said that he keeps his animals at another location. It's up the road and just back over this hill.
So it's not the address on the USDA paperwork?
No. It said it's a second house on the right.
So did they say go right at the farm?
No. Maybe it is back there. Road closed. I bet you that's it right there. Something not right here. We got some cages up there. Oh, this is bad. This is bad, Keith. Look at these makeshift, look at these cages.
Yeah, this is definitely it.
Every one of these little bitty cages has animals in it. Okay, right over there. It looks like a leopard. That's a leopard.
It's a leopard?
That's a leopard in the top cage right there. This is disgusting. I've been telling people for years that these animals are ending up in private people's backyards. They got animals in corn cribs.
Look at this. Look at this one.
It's just stunning. Well, there's wolves up there, Keith.
That's a big wolf.
Yeah, real big wolf.
And then, man, look at this right next door.
The cats we're looking for are on this property. It's going to really upset me. Keith, I just got two missed calls here while we were turning around here from Miami, Florida. That might be Grant's, because he's originally from down that area. That might be his cell phone. We are looking for these animals, and we're looking for these cats, especially that are Savannah and Lion Cubs, Tyson, and Black Leopard Queen. How about Wyatt? Wyatt was one we have on a list here. You have it on the paper in your hand. We just got off the phone with Grant Kimmerer. It's actually stunning that he's confirming that the animals we have on this list, the cats we have on this list, is on his property. So everything you have on this sheet that I've given and everything else is at your property.
I mean, he even said, you know, Queen is with him at a show as we speak. Yeah. He was on his way back from a fair, so we know what Queen's doing, probably.
I texted him, said, how many cats do you have? And he texted back, 15-1, which is the one is a jaguar and breeding loan to a zoo, and 4 lynx.
So, are they really there? Is he just saying that to appease you? And without getting onto the property, we will never know.
If these animals are on that property, that's the worst place these animals could end up at. And this is supposed to be a sanctuary. This is not a sanctuary. This is a prison. And that's why these guys on TV are lying. This is his work here. He does fairs and festivals, birthday parties, schools, scouts, bar mitzvahs. Oh, here we go. Here's the list, some of the animals you can have at your party. And down the list here, black leopard. Here we go. Very popular tiger cub. And a male, female lion for a birthday party. These cats that are sitting on these conservationist laps are going straight from their lap into the animal exploitation trade. They're loading up animals right now.
What's she doing? She's checking the logs. She either heard something and got worried or something, but
I guarantee there's a big cat in there. Here we're getting up on the interstate. Yep.
Myself and you consider the project a success, right? I mean, in my opinion, it was a huge success. I think the whole point of the project was to go out there and teach these cats they can trust people. And it's easy. Good girl. You're gonna come over here.
Oh my.
Good. Yeah, that's your plan. You can have the plan.
I was down here not 3 months ago giving a guest lecture at a local university about America's tiger crisis. And I think when I call it a crisis, sometimes people think I'm speaking in hyperbole, but here we are, tiger found chained in somebody's backyard. The only reason we know about this tiger is because the law enforcement officers were executing a search warrant for something completely unrelated to this issue. And if they hadn't been doing that, this tiger likely would still be on the end of that chain in the backyard, or possibly even dead.
She still has blood indicating bleeding higher up, so we never gave her.
So I'm down here, try to assess the situation, determine what state, federal laws have been violated and what enforcement opportunities there may be, and then get this cat to a reputable sanctuary. I just want to find out where this cat came from. And she's one of the lucky ones. There's so many of these animals. They're going to end up dying on the end of that chain, never to be found.
What does she do here? That's new.
She's really underweight. She had ear mites and a number of parasite issues, and she's had really chronic, severe diarrhea. It appears that she's rubbed her face raw in a number of spots. She's missing fur, and her foot pads are cracked from being chained on concrete. The current state of the law, the patchwork state laws we have, the insufficient federal laws that are fraught with loopholes, really give us no meaningful way of tracking the coming and going of these critically endangered animals.
I'm here in Washington, D.C., getting ready to go over and speak to senators, congressmen, and congresswomen about the Big Cat Public Safety Act, which is going to help prevent the private ownership, the breeding, all the problems we have with big cats in the United States of America right now.
Where we are now is we only have 2 more days in the House for people to co-sponsor.
If we can get this federal law passed, it's going to go a long way to protect both people and the animals, especially with the public safety aspect of it, because he is a big supporter of law enforcement, big supporter of first responders.
Staffer Sarah has already learned about the issue, but we want to convey to her that this is really important to Ohioans.
I feel a little like a fish out of water. I'm out of my element right here.
Proactive work by the agency. It's not that they very small portion of the.
I'm not used to this chess game they play here with the way politicians work.
This should not be a political issue.
But it's something I'm learning.
And see if he has any suggestions.
And luckily, I'm here working as a team, and these are the men and women that can help me.
Others know where the big cats are in their communities.
We took 6 out of these at a house in Lancaster, Ohio. This mountain lion was loose in downtown Dayton, chewed through a door of an empty house, brought it across state lines to Harlem in his apartment building. There's an African lion inside there. We actually had a tiger jump over the firefighters as they were fighting a house fire. Yeah. We're making it so it's just common sense that you have to register your animal. Yeah. We want to know where they're at as cops, firemen, and paramedics.
I guess I didn't really realize the extent of how many animals there were. Yeah.
38 big cats.
Yeah.
I think in the long run it's going to be worth a while. I think the most amazing thing is that people don't realize being on the front line and what's really going on out there. And when you show it to them, it's a whole different ballgame. It's to Harlan in his apartment building. Bought a tiger. He gets bit, going through a bite on his cat. Goes to the emergency room, tells him it's a
title. The menagerie listed under species is exactly the same.
They don't list true lion cubs.
The only cats I see is black leopard, cougar, and tiger.
As of the time that that letter was written, required nothing.
It's a situation where it actually shows you a tiger came from a backyard zoo, taken to New York City, and put on the Today Show. We believe it was one of our tigers, Millie.
There's no mention of any big cats at all. And we know that there was at least 2 tigers and a lion. And it seems that that information is what's being kept from us.
So we're trying to find a cat named Emma that went from Jared Miller to Andrew Simmons, and the state of New York has no record.
Hey Jeff, we are trying to look into this tiger named Jake. Jake was on a couple of TV shows. We're not finding anything in the paperwork, but we know that Jake ended up at kind of Roadside Zoo.
Yeah, I remember the name is familiar, so yeah, let me do some research on that Roadside Zoo.
Let's see what's next.
That's the effective dates on this one. So it doesn't have any lions on here at all. And we know for a fact there was lions there.
Well, we've tried to get records with the state wildlife agency, but they won't produce those records.
So there's probably no way we're going to find out those 2 females.
It'd be very, very difficult.
You know, it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
These records used to be provided, and now we're in this new era of zero transparency with the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The position that they've taken is to withhold what the animal inventory is at the time in their entirety.
For all states.
For all states. We have prepared an appeal against the USDA to seek disclosure of these public records. If they deny our appeal, then we are prepared to consider all available legal options, including litigation.
Put that right down there. It says martial arts and some other thing down here.
Here from Animal Planet, please welcome Dave Salmoni.
Do you recognize that name at all? David Salmoni? He needs to contact me right away because I think he can help me out.
Okay, all right, why don't you sit there? Oh, wait, that's a good one. He's just trying to get settled.
We left the card. Don't know if it's going to do any good or not, but at least we had one of the locations checked.
Big teeth and big claws.
Big teeth and claws.
Right.
Ow!
Was this a good idea bringing this one into the store?
Well, you can see that at this age, they still like.
We got information directly to people that know him, but it's up to him now to do the right thing.
What is this lion's name? Oh no, he's not. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. Oh, he does.
It says 8th Street right here. Right here, right here. 8th Street. So I was just seeing if Dave was here. I wanted to talk to him a second. Okay, thanks. My name's Tim Harrison. Just had to ask a question. With the organization I'm with, this Outreach for Animals, and what we're trying to do is find out what happens to cats after they've been used on TV. This is just a partial list of your ambassador cats. Mm-hmm. I'd really appreciate if we can find out what happened to some of these. I'm looking especially for Mason, Tyson. You know, these are the top page here. If you really look at them, we have some other ones on here too. But just to get a basic idea what happens.
You have to realize it's very unlikely that anyone's going to help you with this.
I know that's the downfall. That's what we're finding out. And wouldn't you think it's right to do this with a cat and then just disappears? Nobody knows what happens.
Well, I know where they all are. I know who they are. I know.
Oh, you know where they all are? You know where everything's at, and that's what we're trying to find out. Where do they go after they're done?
They don't go anywhere.
They don't go anywhere?
They stay at their place, their accredited place.
Their accredited place, that's what I was here.
Right,
that's
right.
accredited facility.
Well, not an accreditation like a zoo accreditation,
no,
right?
But somebody at least that's credited and...
Credited in our circumstances. So what we'll do is we have a certain set of criteria. And so I and my providers and Animal Planet, and every time we partner, anything that is ABC has to meet their criteria, right? Mm-hmm. And then we at Discovery and Animal Planet, because I've been doing this for 18 years, we have our own set of criteria. I doubt you'll get the help. If anybody ever decides to talk to you, great.
How about you?
I just talked to you. I told you.
Did you tell me where they're at?
Well, no.
Okay, then you didn't help me. Dave, We have to change the way we're educating. We also have to change the way things are going here, okay? Now, I'm asking you, I'm begging you to help. I'm begging you.
It's dumbfounding that we have to go to this extent to find a protected, endangered species in the United States of America.
As far as this, I'm not going to expose myself. I'm not going to expose these people to any level of any extra, you know.
But I asked, right?
You asked, good for you.
But they're hiding it from us. And that should be a huge red flag for the public.
Can't find them. Now, if we look for these...
If you can't find them, that doesn't mean that they're disappearing. It means you need to learn how to find them better. If we look for these... If you can't find them, that doesn't mean that they're disappearing. It means you need to learn how to find them better.
Challenge accepted. My name is Jeff Kramer, and I've been involved in animal welfare for over 30 years. Animals have always been a passion of mine, and my background has always been research. So to be able to combine that research skill and use it for the animals, like it's a natural fit. The world is all digital, so every part of everybody's life is probably somewhere out there waiting to be found. It's just a matter of having the skills to figure out how the pieces all come together.
Everybody we've talked to so far have always pushed it off on somebody else who doesn't know or lost their record.
Oh, that's not in my case.
You know, it might be the picture, it might be the video, it might be the comment on a picture or a video.
Well, I know where they all are. I know who they are. I know.
Oh, you know where they all are? Then why can't anybody else find out where they're at?
I've encountered some social media pages where I've looked through 12,000 photos to find one. And it's like, bam, there it is.
Yeah, I'm talking about backyards.
You realize none of these are in backyards, right?
I'm hoping so. So none of these are like at a roadside zoo or...
None of them.
Yeah, when I came into critter country here, a gentleman, I think is the owner, recognized me right away, and I said, I was here to come see your big cats, and he didn't pull any punches. He told me what was going on, and he ended up basically telling me that some of David Salmoni's ambassador cats are here. He even told me that some of those cats, believe it or not, was raised in his own home, raised in their living room. Yeah, the black leopard was actually the one that was used in the Tyra Banks show. He came out as Tarzan, and he took that cat out, and you know, it was not happy.
But these guys are actually really rare. Okay. Okay. You ready? He's fine. Okay. So that's just her sort of saying, hey, your face.
This cat didn't end up going to accredited professional facility. This animal ended up in a petting zoo. Just a backyard menagerie. It's even called a critter country farm. The other yellow leopard that's been used quite a bit by David Salmoni, it was on the Jimmy Kimmel show. In fact, Paris Hilton held it.
Paris is very comfortable with this animal.
You can see she's our old pro.
And then also it was used on the Fran Drescher show. Ended up, when its use was done, when it reached a certain size, it was dumped also here and put in the same small cage as the black leopard.
And what is the future for this animal?
This guy's gonna be what they call an education animal, so he'll go around and he'll be like teaching people about conservation. So he'll be captive born.
Sad part of it, for 5 to 8 years they've been living in this condition right here, 5 to 8 years. These cages are only about 15 foot by 15, maybe 10 feet. They're separated, each one's a separate cage. While this is going on right now, they had to move them out of these cages and been placed into holding cages, which is basically just traveling cages, small ones, so that they can fix the fencing. So the last 3 weeks, they've been living in these travel cages. You know, this is why David Salmoni can't tell people the truth.
There's no positive, there's no upside to telling you or helping
the truth,
you.
telling the truth.
Right, there's no
upside to telling the truth, okay. This is why he can't say, you know, when I'm done with this cat doing the circuit, the TV shows and all the photo ops, he can't tell you that they ended up, you know, dumped into a farm in Pennsylvania.
You want to grab him? Watch your clothes. His mom's at a nice little zoo somewhere. Unfortunately, a lot of times.
In the name of conservation, they allowed these 2 ambassador cats to breed here in this backyard. It's the So sad. We really do have to pay attention to what these conservationists are saying.
Furry friends. Hi, Jack.
Hello.
Who do you have there?
This is a baby leopard, and the leopard's incredible.
A perfect example, when Jack was on a TV show, he had a leopard cub on there. And he's talking about, it was part of the SSP, Species Survival Plan.
Very endangered animal. It's in the Species Survival Plan with the American Zoo and Aquarium Association, so we monitor every one of these cats wherever they're bred, and this animal...
The SSP, the Species Survival Plan, is actually a legitimate program with the AZA. So I immediately went to the SSP books, the stud books, opened them up. We tried to find that leopard. Couldn't find it. That cat's not there. If it's not in that book, it does not exist in the SSP. That got me thinking, what's going on here? When he was finished with the cub and he was done with it, a woman came on and she started to walk off with the leopard cub. It was Grant Kimmerer's wife. Why is Grant Kimmerer's wife taking a leopard cub that's allegedly an SSP cat off of Jack's lap and disappearing off the stage with it? We started to investigate a little deeper. We went in and found some paperwork, found a transfer 6 months after that TV show, taking a leopard from Grant Kimmerer to Critter Country Farm. How do we know if that was the same cat that Jack Hanna had on his lap? We'll never know. Trying to see if I can help out. I've got places for this class to be. All right, well, she's definitely not going to work with us. She's definitely not going to turn over any cats. In her mind, she knows something bad can happen, but she says we'll just take it as it comes. What you see back there is the absolute poster child for why we need the Big Cat Public Safety Act.
What's the location of your emergency?
I was getting off of 75, and there is literally a tiger.
Tiger?
Walking down the ramp.
There's a tiger in the front yard.
There's a what, ma'am?
A tiger.
You said there's a tiger in the front yard?
Full-size tiger. It's huge.
Here I am coming back to Washington, D.C. again. I got a call from Jason Osborne. Jason, he's got his fingers on the pulse out here. He's working with the Big Cat Public Safety Act here on a national level, so he knows what's going on. And he says we have a big issue right now, so we're going to find out what that is.
But we've been confronted recently with what we feel is a good opportunity and a good member, Senator Portman from your home state. He's a great guy, very knowledgeable about this issue. And wants to do the right thing on this. And what we came to realize is that Jack Hanna and the Columbus Zoo have come in and kind of put a halt on it. Yeah, he's been to DC quite a bit on this specific issue. He's been into the members' offices. He's on the phone with staff. And, you know, for one person to hold this up in this senator's case, it's tragic.
Well, whenever we go to these offices, people are like, you should get Jack Hanna involved. And we're like, he is absolutely the biggest problem that we're facing.
Well, we're in a tug of war right now. Every time we start pulling, you know, the other side starts pulling a little of that back.
You know, as you're walking out the door of these offices, you can bet that, you know, it won't be long after you're out of the building that they're going to be in there opposing it.
You know, for folks to come up here and they bring these animals up here and they have...
They're bringing animals to Washington, D.C. to...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Every year there's actually right over there in the house in Longworth building, every year there's a reception that Doc Antel hosts where he brings in tiger cubs.
Every year?
Every year. So some of these congressmen that have been our, you know, opponents for years are hosting it. In DC, the law is you're not allowed to, you know, touch these animals. You know, this is illegal. But yet they still let it continue to happen because it's happening in Congress.
Wow.
Yeah, it's awful.
How do you fight that? How do you fight that, Jason?
Exactly.
It's such a difficult thing to overcome because when somebody's standing in the presence of a cheetah or some other magnificent animal, they're just focused on when do I get to pet it. They're not thinking about the underlying issues. So it just causes such a huge problem for us to be able to try and overcome.
The only thing that could overcome this is, while Columbus Zoo is the biggest zoo in Ohio, there are a number of other AZA zoos in Ohio. The AZA supports the bill. So if we could get those guys to sign on so we could go in and prove that Columbus and Jack Hanna are outliers, that they're on the wrong side of this issue, that is the only way that we're going to be able to get through.
Well, I'm calling to speak with Liz Fowler. Hey, this is Tim Harris, and I was calling to speak with Thane Maynard if he's in. This is Tim Harrison calling back for Bob. He told me to give him a call back.
Thanks for reaching out to us. Have you gone through the AZA regarding this legislation?
This is their baby, so we really need them to, you all to step up and do the right thing.
Anything conservation-wise and animal-wise, Mr. Saylor's on top of things.
That's great. That's exactly what I want to hear. Just staying away from private breeders, private ownership. Unless you're involved with anything like that, you're doing fine.
I know Jack gets his animals from private breeders. So he must have said 4 out of 5 because Columbus, their hair's on fire about this.
So there's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is trying to get the 4 zoos here because I know I'm not going to get Columbus.
We'll sort of do some process here, and I imagine we can weigh in.
Excellent.
I think Toledo's happy with it, Akron's happy with it.
That's good. That's good. I like to hear that.
I'll talk to the 3 directors and see if they'll sign off on a joint letter.
Hey, I can't thank you enough, Liz. That's encouraging. That's exactly what I want to hear. Looks good. Now she's got the Northeast zoos. That's Cleveland, Toledo, and Akron.
Let me talk with our curators tomorrow,
okay,
and I'll get a sense of where they are.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Doug yet, but I'm going up to Detroit Zoo with Ron Kagan up there. He's a big supporter, and I have a conference call with Doug from the Akron Zoo, and we're going to see if we can't get on the same page.
Modern standard is and what the expectation is, that it'll work.
Well, so my suggestion, because I think Tim in a way has put a challenge in front of us, I'd like us to be in front of it rather than others, actually. So
I totally agree with you. And the bottom line is there is a hazard specifically to being on the sideline. You don't lead from the sideline.
Absolutely right. Absolutely.
And we are the leaders in animal care and welfare, and that then requires us to take that position.
It's not some radical, extreme view. This is, we want to keep your kids safe if you're our neighbors, and we want to keep the animals safe. Why is anyone arguing about that?
I had a fan that used to show up at my shows, because I used to do live shows. I would come to places and show the animals I rescued. So he'd show up and he'd you know, talk about snakes. He was big in snakes, and he really loved, had to get him up and help him hold the big 15, 16-foot python. He loved it. He loved the snakes and the pythons, and he saw me working with these animals. He watched all the newscasts and all the TV shows I was on.
Go back to being a paramedic after being Jungle Tim for a while. It's what I've done for national shows and also local shows, and this is what the kids and the families like me, come out with my jungle hat, and it's kind of a persona that they like.
There was pictures his sister showed me and my friends of him actually having a jungle hat like I was wearing and having a snake.
Well, these snakes here are people's pets. They buy them through the Trading Post classified ads, through advertisements, what they see on national.
That's when I learned the monkey see, monkey do thing really hit me hard. With Ted, they said his girlfriend and he were in the house, and apparently Ted went down and tried to get the snake and fell into the snake, into the cage. The snake got a hold of him. It was a 15-foot Burmese python they had. Constricted him and killed him.
Please, the snake's out of deck, ma'am, please. He's got blood all over. Oh my God, please. Please.
That changed me a lot when it came to wanted to continue doing like what Jack Hanna and the rest of them do, bringing animals out and showing them to people. I started realizing that maybe I'm part of the problem instead of this part of the solution. People were not listening. I did not want to be that person anymore. I didn't want the jungle hat anymore. I didn't want to do that stuff anymore. These kids are going to imitate it. The adults are going to imitate it. And you know, that's not the only person I lost that I knew. But that was the one that actually looked me in the face and called me his hero.
Yeah, we're going to get down this way. It should be up a few blocks here on the left. We need to go around back and see what happens. Anyone you guys know Boone Smith?
Yeah, Boone's next door.
There, we got the right spot. This is the town he lives in. So I hate going to somebody's home. I hate having to go to their place of employment. This is definitely his house. But they're forcing me to do this when all they had to do is get on the phone and call. I'm gonna look for a Sierra truck also too. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Hey, Boone.
Found him.
How you doing? Tim Harrison. I'm a retired cop. Okay. What I'm trying to do is figure out what happens if some of these cats were used as ambassador animals.
Okay.
See if you can't help me out. You're my last resort, really.
Okay.
Do you have any idea what happens to them at all?
I don't.
So you're ambassador cat, so it's kind of like one of those situations where we're trying to figure out.
I mean, no, I don't.
Think they end up back in like zoos or someplace like that?
I don't think any. I guess I shouldn't say. I don't believe any of them I've ever been part of zoos.
Okay, where do you think they come from then?
They come from facilities, I guess.
Like facilities? Yeah. Would you think like private owners or something like that?
I'm sure some of them are.
Okay. It just makes me aggravated because as we go out to try to find these animals, we can't find them. That's scary, and to me, Boone, that's not right.
I don't know what, like, time I was involved with these guys, 100% everything was above board and legit.
Where are they going? If they're not going to accredited sanctuary, where the hell are these cats going? When I go over to the tiger projects in the fall, we know where those tigers are. Okay?
I would assume.
We can't find a tiger that was in your lap on a Good Morning America or something?
I don't know what.
You know what I'm talking about. You feel my pain, right?
I guess is what I'm saying. Time I was involved, it was above board and legit, and it was good.
All I care about is Jake. All I care about is Jingles. All I care about Queen. I don't care about what happens to you or anybody else right now. All I care about is these cats. You know, you see what I mean?
Thanks, Tim.
Now take that with you, but I want you to hold on to it.
Thanks.
No, you have to keep that because you're gonna later on. You're gonna want to know why you didn't call me. You really are. No, you really are. I need a shower. Same garbage, same bull that every one of them said. Same garbage, same bull, same everything.
I told him, I said, these cats are missing. And here he is, the #1 big cat expert in the world, and I don't know. I can't help you.
Again, you're asking.
You don't know.
You're asking questions.
I hand him the folder, and he holds it in his hand, doesn't even look at it, and he tries to give it back to me. So hold on to it. No, you have to keep that, because you're going to litter. Here's a folder with your cats. Your ambassador animals are missing. And he pushes them back at me because he does not want that in his hands. Why you didn't call me? You really are. No, you really are.
Jingles is a Bengal tiger, another one of our animal ambassadors. One of the animals that we highlight in this year's Big Cat Week.
What does that sound mean?
You know, right off the bat, he admitted to it. He admitted to what I've been saying for years, that these animals are coming from private dealers, private people.
We're working on here. This is Millie. She's a Bengal tiger.
Straightforward, right to my face. Do they go to zoos? No. Do they go to private people? Yes. That's historic. That's absolutely amazing. That explains it all.
I guess I shouldn't say I don't believe any of them I've ever been part of zoos.
Now, as Jake grows up, what's going to be in store for him?
Jake is at a zoo, and he's what we call an ambassador animal.
Is it true that their skin is actually striped too?
Underneath. Yeah, the cool thing about their stripes is it's like a fingerprint for us. It's an individual pattern. It's specific to him and identifies him. And that's a really cool thing about tigers. They can identify him by his stripes.
What's unique about the tiger, and it's unlike the lions and some of the other cats, is that their stripes are just like our fingerprints. No two are alike, and they never change. So if you have a good photo or a good video, you can actually identify that tiger when it's an infant all the way throughout its life.
So I wanted to update you guys a little progress. I think I've got something very interesting you guys may want to see. It's utilizing how we can identify the tigers, individual tigers, by their stripes.
Yeah, we're putting it on right now.
Tee it up.
So I started trying to match the stripes on the tigers we were looking for with stripes on the tigers out there in social media. And I came across this post. It's a tiger cub being exploited at the same time that Boone Smith had a cub. And the post refers to the same name, Jake.
Yeah, this is Jake, and he's here to teach us a little bit about some of these big cats.
Wow.
Now here's the kicker. The post is from Cindy Huntsman in Ohio. And the tiger is being used as a mascot for a high school football team called the Massillon Tigers.
Yeah. I'm from Ohio, and the Massillon High School is a very well-known football dynasty up there. And for years and years and years, they used a tiger cub to promote their Friday Night Lights. So each tiger cub was called Obie. So what it is that every year they'd get an Obie. Sometimes an Obie would die, and then get another Obie, and they'd still count it as Obie 1, Obie 2, Obie 3, Obie 4, and then to be moved on after you're no longer used, who knows where.
Yep, that's what I'm looking at right here. Drag them around these huge student gatherings at elementary schools, and hundreds of kids screaming.
This is unbelievable.
The cat actually has physical contact with the kids on a couple of occasions.
And yet this is a facility where the USDA continued to renew this person's license.
This is the same place that Jack Hanna gets his cats from, is Stumpville Farm.
So here's where it gets really interesting. So I went and got some screen captures when Boone Smith had Jake on the Today Show. And when I looked at that same time period, the Massillon High School Tiger mascot was Obie number 43. And then I lined up those stripes. Stripes line up exactly. So I got a fingerprint 100% match. Jake is Obie number 43.
Absolutely. Good job. Good job.
Arc over the right eye.
Yeah.
Everybody that I know we've used in the past, they're licensed and legit. Like the time I've been involved, it was above board and legit, and it was good.
Just to be clear, this was going on the same time that Boone Smith was using Jake as an ambassador cat.
Is to let people know that these guys are in danger and we need to protect them. You know, we want to do what we can to bring awareness, to help people have some knowledge that we need to do some things and step in and save these guys before they do get in trouble and do become.
to do this all the time, you're talking about a lot of young animals.
Yeah, every year. It's new every year. I know
Every year, and every show you have to have something different. Where are all these animals? These little guys are a little over a year old. We got them at the start of the picture cub season last year. They'll be here for, 18 to 20 more years.
I know Mary Haven for years. She does a great job. Her whole mission is to care for other people's mistakes.
It's like a puppy mill. It's the same thing as a puppy mill, only bigger and
more dangerous.
More dangerous, yeah.
It's a great facility. It's not open to the public. Most people don't even know it exists.
I don't know where he came from, but I do know he went to the circus.
To the circus,
yeah.
Okay. It's only a few of us big cat people that in the rescue business and know she even has a place down there.
And also we let all the growth in the cages grow up because it's cooler for them and they love to hide in it. Now, if we were open to the public, that's not going to be very pleasing because they're never going to see an animal.
If I had endangered species that I've been using as ambassador animals, where would be a perfect place for me to dump these animals?
That they will let them come here is because I don't name names. It's not that
it would be hidden in the hills of Tennessee, out of sight, out of mind.
And how old are these, you said?
It's almost 2.
Jingles was born in, wait a minute. No.
Come on, buddy. Sven. Come here,
So
boy.
this is Spin, huh?
Come here. Come. You're gonna snarl.
So Spin and Olaf.
Yeah.
So I'm just not used to seeing a snow leopard in a rescue environment.
They are not as many snow leopards in the private market, which is where most rescue animals come from. Nice. So it is more rare for a sanctuary to have them.
Where did these guys come from?
They came from a facility in Kansas that does a lot of breeding of AZA animals, and that's where they came from.
We have the most adorable snow
Now
leopard.
if they start crying a little bit, everybody at home,
So
the problem is
sweet.
they're doing fine. See,
Oh, this poor guy's
and
scared.
that fur, you see it, George, you feel that fur?
Is there possibility Spin and Olaf were potentially used as a cub on TV?
Now, I don't think they do any commercial activities like that. They do not do any handling within the zoo. And as far as I know, I don't know of any of them that go off-site with animals or entertainment industries at all. And if you're going to be accredited by the AZA, there are certain rules and standards that have to be followed, or you will be eliminated from the accreditation.
6 to 12, 15,000 feet. There's very few left in the world. We don't even know they're beyond critically endangered right now. The animal is one of the most gorgeous. When they get bigger,
This is a snow leopard, so
What's he doing that for right now?
he wants down.
I think that you got lied to. This is Sven and Olaf on Good Morning America. They haven't even had hardly had the eyes open yet. All right, a VIP party with Jack Hanna. It was quite stunning. This is Wrigley Field. And they were passing them around so everybody could get their pictures taken. This is the coach dragging Sven. He didn't want to go, and he was dragging them along. But there's 2 little ones that were so small, their eyes were about, still almost closed, being transferred around from motel to van.
It's definitely not good for their health to take them when they're that young. It's very, very stressful. I didn't know they'd been used for encounters. That may attribute to having lost some of them at early ages. The little Layan, he was still very young. He was like maybe a year and a half at the most. There's several, and we really...
After our trip to Tiger Haven, where we were surprised that they had 2 endangered snow leopards, we're talking, we find out that it wasn't just 2, that she had, I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe 6.
Here, we have gotten several snow leopards.
Why are they being sent to a rescue facility anyway? They're an endangered species. Not only that, but they're not living long. They're dying.
We've lost several snow leopards. They are not the healthiest animals in the world.
The fortunate part of it is that the species survival program has stud books for the snow leopard, where each and every snow leopard is supposed to be tracked from birth to death. There's a pretty common path to Tiger Haven. They're coming from a place called Tanganyika, which is out in Kansas. Tanganyika is a non-AZA facility, and they have a pattern of transferring them out. The Columbus Zoo is a very common place where they're sent as early as days to weeks of their birth.
Weeks old. So when do the eyes open? Because they look like they're just
They're only there for 6 months. They go right back to Tanganyika. Then it'll go to other places. We see what looks like just people's names, and one of them we found out is a magician. So there's a lot of concern here. As you get into the more recent population, we start seeing a lot of LTF, loss to follow up. In regard to long-term research studies, loss to follow up means you lose track of someone. So whatever reason, sometimes you're going to have an LTF. Throughout the first, over 100 years, all these pages, you see very, very few lost to follow-up. That's the sign of a legitimate program, right? And then all of a sudden in these recent years, you see Columbus Zoo, Tanganyika, and then whatever other place, and it immediately lists it as a loss to follow-up. And just a rough count, I'm somewhere up to about 13 or 14 from Tanganyika. And that's more than we saw in the first at least 90 years of the program.
They're what we call the species survival plan, which means we know where every one of them is located. We have chips in these.
This is a pattern of dumping. It's a way of washing their hands of that snow leopard.
Absolutely beyond anything you've ever seen.
Nobody's going to follow up after that. They assume it's gone.
So the only people that know these animals are here is us, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Survival plan with the American Zoo and Aquarium Association, which means we know where every one of them is located. We have chips in these. Wow. But again, a snow leopard, what you're holding here, there's very few left in the world. We don't even know. They're beyond critically endangered right now.
All right, here.
Now, how old are these?
These are about 8 weeks.
Right 8 weeks old. So
8 weeks old.
So when do the eyes open? Because they look like they're just
they'll get opening about 3 to 4.
The stud book records, these cats are 5 weeks old. And what I don't get is, what difference does that make to Jack, whether they're 8 weeks old or 5 weeks old?
I'll tell you exactly what difference it makes. It's a difference between violating industry standards for public contact with cubs under 8 weeks of age and not violating those standards. It is highly reckless and irresponsible to have cats whose immune systems are still compromised, passed around on a morning talk show, presented as being older than they really are.
These are about 8 weeks.
So it is no surprise to me that Hannah is telling these hosts that this cat is 8 weeks old when this cat is not 8 weeks old.
These are about 8 weeks. And Robin and Sam, these are probably one of the rarest cats in the world, live in the Himalayas. And these animals live at anywhere from like 6 to 12, 15,000 feet.
Looking through these records, they are literally being subjected to the most detrimental circumstances immediately upon birth.
Snow leopard.
If they start crying a little bit, everybody at home, they're doing fine.
Tearing cats away from their mothers, forcing them to appear on television shows when they are immunocompromised.
Oh, this poor guy's scared.
And that fur, you see it, George?
All of this is harmful, and we see that manifesting in their death.
Now, these guys are only a few weeks old.
We know that this is Casper at 5 weeks old.
Maybe someone said 100 left in a while.
Casper was dead at 2 years old.
This is not working. We've got death, 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 loss to follow-up, which means most likely dead too.
21 days or so, send it to Columbus. 3 days later, it's dead at Columbus.
Right, this is a snow leopard, one of the rarest cats in the world, and this animal lives in Nepal, Tibet, at very high altitudes, and they're absolutely one of the most fantastic cats in the entire world.
So how old is this one?
Looking through the annual reports from Tanganyika, they list only one death of a snow leopard, and that was at age 18.
It's a liability on their record. They're sandbagging their record, and the book shows it perfect. Once it gets LTF on here, there's no more record. Wow.
This is just extremely troubling.
Something's got to be done. I gave him a free pass for a long, long time, and I knew something was wrong, but I wasn't quite sure, and I kind of put a blind eye to it. And I did what everybody else did and said, that's just Jack. You know, there's times I sit and I think about what's going to happen. It bothers me that I have to go down and go face to face with my hero. And I'm thinking, man. And I think about what's going to be the effect of this. There's a part of me that doesn't want to expose him. There's a part of me that wants to leave him as the Jack that I knew when I was a kid.
Some of you are sitting back there going, oh, these are animals they pull from the mothers. Trust me, everyone, we do not do that.
And then there's a part of me that sits there and I think about all those endangered species sitting on his lap. I see their faces. I can't step back and allow this to continue happening because they don't have a voice. I approach him and I ask him for help and I show him the faces. It's going to be totally in his ballpark because what his reaction is how this investigation is going to continue. Hey, Jack. How you doing, man? I just want to stop and say hi. I wanted to talk to you too. Okay?
No problem.
But the problem is that we've been doing a little investigation. We're trying to find out what happens to the ambassador cats after they're done with.
Right, right.
And what we've done is that they haven't even
Oh, it's Susie Rapp.
Hey, how you doing? Hi. You probably don't remember Tim Harrison.
Susie Rapp's maybe just so you know, it's 39 years at the zoo.
Yeah.
She now is called by everybody in the country when it comes to cheetahs or any cat whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on the Animal Welfare Committee.
I know exactly who you are. That's very impressive. I was telling Jack we're in the process of doing an investigation on what happens to the ambassador cats once they're done with on the circuit. Where do they go? Because we have like 200 of them. I narrowed it down to 25. Yeah, it goes back and it goes all the way through here too. So you can see the different cats. I'll let you.
Sure, these animals here. You know about the wilds, right?
Oh yeah, beautiful place.
10,000 acres.
So these cats are at the wilds?
Well, no, we have them there. But let's say the wilds is, let's say Susie Rapp's up to her. She runs the show. Let's say somebody has a breeding animal out there and they want to have something there. Obviously, they'll go to the wilds. But these cats, like I said, they're like incredible where they go and are with us.
They're the ambassador cat. So we do know where some of them come from, but we don't know where they end up. And also, too, I just want to verify something. I was just back from Senator Portman's office.
Yep.
And he told me, and I was shocked that, because I'm pushing for the Big Cat Public Safety Act, I'm pushing for it, and he told me, he said, no, I'm not going to do it because Jack Hanna doesn't want to do it, and the Columbus Zoo doesn't want to do it. That's what I'm here to ask,
Why?
Okay, I want to hear. That's
you're going to shut down. You know,
I'm not shutting down anything. I'm just looking for the law enforcement part.
That law.
Okay.
Because that law shuts us down. And
oh, it shuts you down?
To let you know,
I do not.
It shuts me down. If we remove the animals from connecting people with them, they will not participate.
So they participate. I'm not going to.
I'm all about laws and I'm all about regulation.
I want this little guy here in it.
How's it going?
Nice to see you.
Doing all right? Can we get a picture with you?
Yep.
I'll let you go. But I appreciate it.
Thanks.
We're trying to find out, okay? We're just trying to find
cheese,
out.
Rye? Rye.
I'll let you guys get
cheese. Thank you, sir.
Now, trust me, if she knew of somebody doing this stuff, like the bad stuff, she'll be calling you overnight.
Yeah,
okay, hang on my card then.
I'm on the Animal Welfare Committee.
Okay.
You have his card?
Yeah, he's got my card. I'll let you guys get it. I'm not. Stay safe, right?
We're one of the only zoos in the country that these animals here, you know about the wilds, right? 10,000 acres.
So these cats are at the wilds?
Well, no, we have them there. But let's say the wilds is, let's say Susie Rapp's up to her. Let's say somebody has a breeding animal out there and they want to have something there. Obviously, they'll go to the wilds.
Okay.
But these cats, incredible where they go and are with us.
You're the ambassador cats. That's what. to this day, and I'm thinking in my mind, man, why am I doing this? Because it's not, I've lost everything with these people. These are the people I looked up to. You know, I looked up to Jack Hanna when I was a young man. And it's one of those things, am I doing any good? But I think I am by exposing, but is anybody going to be out there to step up and back us up? Is there going to be anybody that's going to come out of the conservation world of these people and say, Tim, I'm with you, brother. This ain't right. And so far, we ain't got it. And
Hey Tim, it's Carney Ann. Let me just preempt this by saying it's not good news. I just received back a response relating to my request for records about that roadside zoo connected with Jack Hanna. The response that I received from U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, it says that they can neither confirm nor deny if any such records exist. So this is going to be dead end. It would take years to litigate this.
Hey Tim, it's Howard Baskin. Listen, last time we talked, it sounded like you were right on track to get the Southern Ohio zoos to send letters to Senator Portman's office, and our folks in D.C. just came from the office, and they have not received any, not a single one from any of these zoos. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the Columbus Zoo or Jack got to these zoos and light some kind of pressure what. So, we haven't received anything. I don't know where things stand, so could you give me a call and let me know where things are?
They try to stop a lot of that. And the animal also gets eaten up, probably I would say, are in quite numbers. Not like a lot of cats throughout the world who have some issues with hunting close jungles. It's very difficult to find these cats, everybody.
my phone's exploded. I got all kinds of text. Said, got to get in contact with him, something about Joe Exotic. I got to pull over somewhere here or drive down here and see if I can get out of traffic a little bit here. Hey, Russ, what's going on here? I'm going to put you on speaker real quick here. All right, man, what's going on?
Are you near the computer?
No, I'm out on the road right now.
They've got the breaking news that Crazy Joe got indicted.
What was the indictment? Do you have any idea what the indictment is?
Well, it was something about a federal charge where the FBI was looking at him for, it was like murder for hire.
Oh my gosh. Who's a murder hire for? Who it could be? There's numerous people he's threatened.
In Florida?
Oh, Florida.
In Florida, because they said it was out of Florida.
Oh.
You know,
yeah, that could only be one person down there, or two. You know?
Yeah, one or two.
Wow.
So they're not naming the person. In the indictment, it said Jane Doe.
Well, the U.S. Attorney's Office is leading the investigation. Joe Exotic is known for his connection to the Greater Wynnewood Exotic Animal Park, though today he was arrested in Florida, the same state as his alleged
Federal
victim.
indictment conceals the identity of the woman, referring to her only as Jane Doe. The murder plot was apparently foiled when federal agents moved in to arrest Joe after he...
It's got to be Carol Baskin down at Big Cat Rescue down in Tampa, Florida, with her husband Howard. It's got to be her, because Joe Exotic has always had has been out to get her over the years. She's right on the front line. She's also one of the architects of the Big Cat Public Safety Act, which is just getting ready to go to a subcommittee hearing for the House of Representatives. What a coincidence. It's a situation where somebody's trying to shut her up.
Carol Baskin better never, ever see me face to face.
Joe Exotic has said many times that he's going to take out, he actually, on one of his TV shows, he'd actually showed himself shooting an effigy of Carol.
Again.
So this is what we'll do to her, and we'll cap her ass. Pow!
That is how sick and tired of this shit I am.
I gotta call her. I gotta find out, I gotta hear her voice and find out from her how she's doing Is there anything we need to do? Because Carol's the bravest person I know.
Big Cat Rescue.
Hey, Carol, this is Tim Harrison. I need to ask you a question. My phone just exploded up here. I just found out about this indictment. Are you Jane Doe?
Yes.
Wow.
We got a call from the FBI saying that my life was in imminent danger. Joe had hired a guy to come to Florida and kill me, and they were able to put an undercover FBI agent in place for Joe to then hire so that they could keep track of him.
Wow.
The U.S. Attorney's Office alleges that Exotic openly discussed his plot to kill, eventually hiring a person to carry out the murder. That person was an undercover FBI agent.
Yeah, I'm really glad that they've got him in jail, but I tell you what, I mean, he's just the dumbest one of them. There's a lot of really bad people out there that are a whole lot more dangerous to those of us who are working to protect these cats.
I'll tell you what, Carol, is there anything you need from us?
I couldn't live with myself if I allowed bullies like him to stop us from protecting these big cats, so just keep doing what you're doing.
Come here up to Massillon High School. This is where the infamous Obies are. For the last 45 years or so, they bring a tiger cub here for them to use as their mascot.
We're going to talk about Olive in just a minute, but
For the last 3 weeks, on a couple different TV shows.
All right.
They've been using a tiger by the name of Olive.
Here with his friend Olive and Animal Planet's big cat expert, Dave Salmoni.
But we're going to try to see if they're going to bring a tiger cub out here, and we're going to see if it's Olive. We personally came up here because I want to find out. Here she comes, guys. Absolutely barbaric. The same tiger cub that was used in all those shows by animal experts. Bang, here it is, Olive's here. And who's with it? Grant Kimmerer. It's just disgusting. It just makes me want to just push through those people, get that tiger cub, and just rescue it, and take it to a sanctuary where it needs to be taken to. And you know, we can't do that because it's not illegal. It's not illegal. You know, we're in a hostile environment, it is already. And we've got some of their supporters over here listening to what I'm saying. Everybody's texting, you can see them watching us. People are giving me the evil eye, staring me down. The word's out. You know, it's no different than going to the dangerous wild exotic animal auctions. They don't want you having, filming anything there because they don't want anybody to know what's going on. It's like this secret. It's the same feeling here. What happened to us at the auction. And I'm getting the evil eyes. We're speaking right now. They're making the phone calls.
Who you with, bud? Hey, this gentleman needs to move on.
Sir, please move along.
We've got some of their supporters over here right now, some of the boosters listening to what I'm saying.
That's what I'm asking you to do.
Trying to kick us out, throw us out. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. He's actually understands that we're there. We're just a few steps behind him right now. He's feeling that breath on the back of his neck. The footsteps are coming. Times are changing, and he knows it.
Go. Now. You. Go.
After all these years, and all the OBs they've had, nobody can tell us what happens to them after they're done with them.
You have to go.
They just vanish.
Why are you filming?
And now little Olive is OB-47. We need to try to rescue Olive and get her out of that cycle. Thing is I can't do it because we've already exposed ourselves. I'm going to need an inside man. I'm going to need somebody that's in that world to be able to reach in and get Olive and rescue her from that. And that's what I need. And I think I might have the person who can do that.
Good morning, Grant. My name is Cy. I have Union Ridge Wildlife Center Incorporated here in southeastern Ohio. Here, Liz. My tigers enjoy an incredible open facility 16 feet high with 4-foot cantilever with climbing platforms that step to 12 foot high. I'm looking to replace a young tiger we had to euthanize earlier last year after suffering from a brain tumor. Ultimately, I'm looking for a young female between 6 months and a year of age, and I would be happy to share any photos of my facilities, etc., etc. Many thanks in advance, Cy. It's become quite frustrating because some of the conversations we've had, Grant keeps moving forward with other topics. Whenever I bring up any thought of placing one of his cats, we've talked about pelicans, beavers, otters, lions, squirrel monkeys. Hasn't ever replied about any tiger. Did go as far as saying I'd give my left arm for the last year's OB. Nothing. No mention to tigers. So we're just gonna have to go to Grant's house and see what he has. Okay, so I just sent Grant a text that says, "Hi Grant. I had told you about an Arctic great horned owl. I think you might like to use him in your programs." He got back right away. Wow, very nice, congrats. I'll take one.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. So I just got done with my afternoon with Grant over at his house.
Did you find anything about Olive?
No,
Did you
there's
on the property?
Olive is not there, and there weren't any young tigers.
Wow. Olive should be there. Should be with him because he was the last one seen with her.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Because that's what I was worried about. If we didn't get that cat, an interceptor was going to be dumped. So we have no idea where she's at.
Correct.
That means we got a problem.
Did he have 15? Did he have 15 or 16 big cats out there? Because he told me he had 15 or 16 big cats that stay there. They're at his location.
There's only 3 tigers and 1 lion.
Wow. So he's moved a lot of animals out of there.
Correct.
He told me a lie then. Because he said straightforward, and they come here, they stay here. They don't go anywhere else. That's the way it works.
No.
They're nocturnal, they're solitary cat. That's why they cast them. They're found in.
So how much are they just like a house cat?
his stories to me conflicted. He told me too many stories. And he didn't even realize it. I'm just starting to, match the things up.
Did you get a photo?
I didn't, but my kid did. My kid got photos of all 3 cats. But he had to be conspicuous about that because that was the only part of the property that he had us turn away from.
Wow, there's something really suspicious going on here.
What if he had tiger cubs there today and that's why we couldn't walk over there? He made a few oops this afternoon with his stories. He didn't keep his stories straight. Reflecting upon the visit, when you look at everything, the cages, the types of animals that are there, a lot of things don't really add up.
Something of interest here, something that just came about within the last couple of weeks. Grant Kemmerer and Wild World of Animals have been cited for 5 different violations in the state of New York. He's allowed several people at private parties at a residence to come into contact with big cats, which is a clear violation of the law of New York.
This is Wyatt. This is a cat that's been used as an ambassador animal. And here it is at a private party in New York.
There you go. Wow. Get interactive.
You know what this is for real? This is such an honor and a privilege
Of course it is.
to be around this majestic animal.
Caused or allowed direct contact with a juvenile tiger.
Let's go to the next one here. Oh, look at this family portrait. Oh my gosh.
Caused or allowed direct contact with a lion.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And another juvenile tiger.
What's up?
In contact with people during a party at a private home. What's that got to do with conservation?
What's he doing? Oh, they're shoving him around, grabbing him, dragging him. What are they doing now? They're teasing him. Oh, they're hitting him. Look at him. Look at him. Wow.
Look at how like he's swatting his face.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. It's okay.
This is the same cats that he was on TV with saying, these aren't pets.
Yeah. That's why they're just not a pet.
Okay, the right
it's
behind.
never going to be a pet.
Yeah.
And he takes them out the very next weekend or so, whenever this happened, takes them in a basket like he would take puppies or kittens to a birthday party.
And look at all this too. New pet. Look, I want one.
I want one. Hanging with the baby tiger and the family. This is the two faces of conservation right here. Wyatt's on TV being used as an ambassador animal. Oh, you got to respect these animals.
This is Wyatt right here. It's a Bengal tiger.
And then this right here.
Okay.
If you take the tiger that Jack had on Good Morning America and you line it up next to the tiger was in a backyard, you put those side by side, look at the stripes, they match up perfectly. That's a 100% match. This is Gus. This is the tiger we've been looking for.
Let's start with the tiger. This is a Siberian tiger, and all these tigers in the American Zoological Aquarium Association, they're in the SSP program. Now, these animals...
The alleged SSP tiger that Susie Rapp of the AZA's Animal Welfare Committee has on the end of a leash on a national TV show for a small backyard party in New York.
Wow.
That is enough right there to blow the lid off of all this.
Tim, it's Carney, and you're not even going to believe this. I just got those records from New York related to this illegal exhibitions and public contact. So Mr. Kemmer's attorney has picked 3 people to solicit letters of reference. And the letter I've got right here on top is from Susie Rapp, Vice President of Animal Programs at the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium.
Oh my God.
We found Kemmer to be highly competent, very knowledgeable and experienced, and for this reason we consistently use them and their animals for programs.
Wow.
And according to Susie Rapp, she, and I quote, would consider Wild World of Animals to be a top-notch institution. So that's the Columbus Zoo.
Wow.
Coming to the defense of their boys in a letter he included to the state of New York, begging them not to revoke his license.
You know, I've been saying for years that the Columbus Zoo, Jack Hanna, they have to have that private breeding. If the Big Cat Public Safety Act was passed straight from their words, from their mouth, we can no longer do our business. That's why they need these backyard breeders. The genie is out of the bottle, and there's no way they could put it back in.
Well, there's nothing more rewarding than working or volunteering in the animal welfare world, but it doesn't come without risk. And I've been personally threatened physically with my life. I've been threatened with litigation. I've been just slandered online via social media and other ways. At one point, we were directed by our attorneys to check underneath our car every day before we started it for fear of our life, that we were, in risk of physical harm. That's their only means of stopping you from exposing them, and they'll stop at nothing.
A dramatic day begins as Big Cat owner Joe Maldonado Passage, better known as Joe Exotic, will face Carol Baskin in federal court. According to the FBI, the murder plot was foiled when undercover agents intervened. Joe also faces 17 federal counts of animal abuse.
Oklahoma is one of several states that allows private ownership and unregulated breeding of big cats. States like Nevada, North Carolina, Wisconsin.
The big cat battle rages on today in the United States. On the same day that Joe Exotic's criminal trial reaches a fever pitch in Oklahoma, big cat advocates here in Washington, D.C. will testify before Congress in an effort to put an end to private ownership.
The Big Cat Public Safety Act was first introduced last month. This is the first time, though, it's been discussed in a hearing on Capitol Hill. First responders tell me they hope this isn't the last time.
Do we know where all the tigers are in the United States, or the lions, or any of these big cats?
We don't know. We can't follow it. There's so many backyard breeders, and that's what this law is about, stopping the backyard breeders, making it so the law enforcement can do something about it, can step in and stop this.
The Big Cat Public Safety Act would end the ownership of big cats as exotic pets and prohibit exhibitors from allowing the public to have contact with them, keeping these majestic animals and the public safe. While we all love these iconic species, it's important to remember that they're wild animals and they shouldn't be kept as pets or treated like petting zoo animals.
These dangerous animals are often kept in small spaces that are entirely inconsistent with their needs, and rescue operations have demonstrated the extreme abuse enabled by the pet big cat trade.
You know, with this Big Cat Public Safety Act, I never thought I'd ever see it, where it's actually going to be voted on, and it could be through the House. If it gets through the House, it's amazing.
Congress, and this committee in particular, must continue to work towards protecting wildlife at home and abroad if we hope to preserve biodiversity for future generations. In particular, I'd like to thank...
This really, I thought, would never happen in my lifetime. And with this happening, it has a lot to do with all the organizations out there, it has to do with all the people that just love big cats and the people that actually paid attention. And right now, we have an opportunity to stop all this madness, and it's the greatest feeling in the world.
Other animal welfare organizations, because lions and tigers do not belong in urban apartments or in cages in suburban backyards.
As the member
because private
designated
citizens
of Nevada, I inform the House that Ms. Titus will vote yes
on H.R. 1380.
Chapter of Ohio will vote aye on
Mr.
H.R.
Patrick will vote yes on H.R. 1380.
I inform the House that Ms. Pingree will vote yes on H.R. 1380.
I have never met an animal welfare advocate, myself included, that has stopped.
House Res 965. I inform the House that Mr. Price will vote yes. He will vote yes on H.R. 1380.
And I consider it a privilege to be able to take on the challenge and not turn back.
Has the risk been worth it?
Best decision that we've ever made. And something I couldn't be more proud of, and I'll continue to do it till the day I die.
Breaking news just into NBC4, Jack Hanna is announcing his retirement from the Columbus Zoo. This will be effective at the end of the year. He's
you shocked by this at all, Colleen?
I was, because he's had that status for so long, and they say it's just time.
Who else is going to do the animal segments now?
Now we're getting to the point that the new generation coming along right now, and the next generation after that, I have high hopes that this is going to stop. And to me, that makes me feel like, you know, everything we did, it's all been worth it to watch this new generation.
Hey guys, so these are leopard cubs. You said leopards? So these are little baby leopards. Aren't they amazing? They're so cute, aren't they? They're going all over the place. Yeah, no problem. This is fine. There you go.
Its world premiere to a sold-out crowd of moviegoers and reporters. The film sheds light on a previously unknown dark corner of the big cat.
The family of the director emeritus of the Columbus Zoo has revealed that he's been diagnosed with dementia and will no longer take part in public life.
Jack Hanna essentially taking his final public bow after 4 decades of making animal lovers. The Columbus Zoo releases a statement today expressing that now under the new leadership of Jerry Morin, they are publicly supporting the Big Cat Public Safety Act. Congress is expected to cast a final vote on the federal bill later this year. The statement comes directly on the heels of Jack Hanna's announcement.
Joe is serving 22 years inside the Federal Medical Center in Fort Worth, Texas, for wildlife violations and a plot to kill Carol Baskin.
And now, in his first prison interview, Joe says he's counting on Carol to get him out.
Get a pardon if I would support the Big Cat Safety Act. It is true.